Here we are on page 2 of your ionic compound packet. This is how to do metals with multiple charges, which are going to be your transition metals, as well as some of these metals over here near the stair step, such as lead and tin. They can have different charges, so you have to figure out what their charge is. Here's how you do that. By the way, it's also explained up here. So these are a couple that by reading those could help you figure this out. First, I would look at the periodic table and see what the charge of iodine is, and I would see that it has a charge of -1. So I say -1. In this case, there's only one iodine, so -1 times 1, that must have a charge of -1. The charge of this side is the opposite, so that's +1. Since there's only one mercury here, I realize this mercury must have a charge of 1. So then I would say this is mercury 1. Roman numeral 1 iodide. Here's the second one. Now again, iodine is going to have a charge of -1. This time there's 2 of them. So -1 times 2 is -2. This has to be the opposite to cancel out, so that's +2. There's only 1. What times 2 is +2? 2. So this one mercury must have a charge of +2. So that would be mercury 2 iodide. And let me skip down and try to find one more that's slightly different. Let's go down here to tin oxide. At least this will be more multiplication. Here's tin oxide. I don't know what the Roman numeral will be, but I know it's going to be tin something oxide. If you look at the periodic table, oxygen has a charge of -2. -2 times 2 is -4. That means this side must have a charge of +4, and since there's only one of them, 4 times 1 is +4, it must have a charge, that 1 must have a charge of 4. Boom. And we'll do one more where you actually have to divide, like 19. This is nickel something phosphide. So look at the periodic table. Phosphorus has a charge of -3. -3 times 2, this side has a total charge of -6. This must be the opposite, +6. And here you'd say, well, what times 3 is 6? 2. So there's 3 nickel ions. Each of them must have a charge of +2 to get a total of 6. So since the charge is +2, I'm going to write a Roman numeral 2 there for nickel 2 phosphide. Obviously you should write these out. I was just trying to save a little time.